So we've talked at some length about um, worship of the true and some of the inconveniences and some of the difficulties attendant in the practice. And I don't mean to discount them because it's not easy to do. It's doable. We haven't had anybody die from the practice yet, although some people have sworn it's going to kill them, and it just didn't. Me among them. Anyway, so there's some benefits. Otherwise, why would I recommend it? So you get to have a hard time and you embarrass yourself all the fuck for no purpose. That wouldn't be, you'll never catch me recommending something like that. Like, I recommended smoking pot, 40 years ago, and I still smoke it. Some people listened to me, some people didn't. The people who did, I cannot for the life of me fathom how they're any worse off than those who did or didn't. Anyway, so you might want to listen now. So, what are some of the benefits of worshiping the true? Okay, well, let's look at results. Okay, like I can have all kinds of people stand and jump up and down from the rooftops and tell you all kinds of things about my latest product offering. Except this one's different. This one doesn't cost you nothing. Just like multi-level marketing with no money invested, but lots of profit. Right? Pretty good deal, right? Anyway, so worshiping the true. So what? All right. So I can tell you from my own experience, which is probably more robust than some. And so I don't think you're all that unlike me, although you may be much different. You're not going to, water for you is wet, the sky is blue, the grass is green, fire is hot. Same for all of us, the color of our blood's red. I don't get to choose the chartreuse blend. My eyeballs, if they don't have spit or moisture in them, mucus in them, are going to hurt. Understand? My mouth, the same thing. So I'm a pretty finely tuned and finely balanced organism that relies with inordinate dependence on subtle phenomena, like the pH balance in my blood goes too high, I get acidosis. There's a problem in the other direction as well. I can't remember what it's called currently, but you understand, everybody's blood is the same pH range. Everybody's blood is the same color. Everybody's urine is pretty much the same color, depending on what, if they're diseased or not. I mean, everybody's poop is relatively the same color, but it changes, It generally stinks, and it has a distinct aroma to it. It's different than cow poop. Human poop is different than cow poop, but even humans can tell it's different than pig poop. And so, most animals, can tell the poop of their own species. Humans are no different. They just don't realize it. So, the problem with humans is they have imagination and free will, unlike any other compounded imaginative sentience. Now, this presents problems. You might have observed a few of them. Anyway, the thing is, there's nothing wrong with problems. There really isn't, and there's nothing wrong with change either. It's going to happen whether I like it or not, whether I agree with it or not, So I might as well welcome it and let go of resisting it, and I'd have all kinds of leftover energy, wouldn't I? Huh. So what if I didn't have to worry about my pimples anymore? Or whether people like me or not anymore, because they all do and they all love me. And I may do things that irritate some people and please others, but that's how it is. It's life. So, what? Okay, so if I'm worshiping the true, what's the difference going to be after I've done it for a while? Can we ask this? Like, so, I've gone through the grit and the blood, the sweat and the tears that you're suggesting, Master Crutching. What am I going to get for this effort? Well, I can suggest that you're going to get some freedom that you don't know now. You won't have to wait till you're 55 or 300 or a year older. You know, you worship it too. Within a year, you're going to start experiencing some liberation you had unanticipated. It was unanticipated for you prior to doing this exercise. What else? But that's, that's nothing much. You definitely don't. Oh. So, what else would be? I say from my own personal experience and the experience that I know of others. Well, one thing you may be interested in is your intelligence goes up. I don't know whether the intelligence quotient with psychiatric yardsticks per se goes up, but the people around you will notice a marked difference in your wit, in your receptiveness to them, your ability to listen, and your ability to make fruitful decisions will increase. For starters, if you have a psychosomatic disorder like migraine headaches, ulcers, stomach ulcers, much heart disease, much diabetes, many cancers, are ameliorated to, if not completely removed, through the practice of worshiping true. Worshiping the true is an all-encompassing idiom. There's no limits to it, and nor should you be putting any on it. You may find yourself, down some blind alleys periodically, bumping your head up against a dead end. It's okay. There's nothing wrong with failure. Stopping trying, there is. Like giving up, there's a lot wrong with that. But trying and failing is a very noble pursuit, as long as you don't let go. And despair. I'm talking more about the process of worshiping the truth than I am about the results. But just bear with me for a minute here. So there will be a temptation to capitulate to despair, oftentimes or periodically or rarely, but it will occur during your process. And I guess at these times you need to be rigorously vigilant about what you're doing. Remember why you're doing what you're doing and stay focused on your purpose. Okay. So now let me give you some of the physiological, measurable differences. Okay, so I 30 years ago was a candidate for wet brain, I had a significant mental deformity in terms of addictions and dependencies on things other than my God for my salvation, I theorized. Just trying to get the right combination. Just never kind of seen it work. Start off with Drambuie, Benedictine in the morning is kind of pick me up, and finish the day with a 20-ounce glass of scotch and some ice, a dash of ginger ale, and a few cigarettes, some narcotics. Get up and do it again the next day. Did this for years, and so I developed a bit of a dependence on those substances, and I was not in good shape mentally, physically. intellectually, emotionally, creatively, for anyone. I was a young man theorizing having the time of my life. Anyway, so I didn't bring much to the worship of the true, but I did bring something. I brought an exasperation with the fruitlessness of my deductive reasoning. It took the love of my life to die for me to theorize that I might not have things wired together just quite as thoroughly as I thought I did. It was a definite surprise. It was a no-no. It was a big wake-up call for me. It took the death of someone I loved to get me to the point where I was willing to admit that perhaps there was something wrong with my deductive reasoning. It might be, and it might be a leap, but I just might have some part to play in this distress, and that was the beginning for me. I hope you don't have to get that stupid to begin to wake up. But one of the things I noticed right away was a delight in sexual matters, not only with myself but with others. I thought I was a pretty good lover when I was 28, 30. I was, it wasn't bad, but after I began worshiping the true, my love life, my sex life, my sex life took off in leaps and bounds, and for years I tried to figure out what is it, what's different between me and all these other guys. I would be dating 4 or 5 women at the same time. Everybody would know about it, including the women. And there was all kinds of people who would, poo-poo me and be pissed off and have moral things to say about it, and others wouldn't. But what I noticed was that even the women that I wasn't sleeping with, I could. So I know that women like having sex. Women like being loved, admired, and delighted in. They really do. And when I look at myself in the mirror, I'm not that good-looking a guy. I'm not that tall. I'm not that strong. I'm not that smart. I don't have money. I'm not rich. But women seem to like me, and I didn't connect the dots on this, and all it was worshiping the truth. I wouldn't lie to them. I don't, you cannot worship the truth and lie at the same time. It's like trying to be drunk and sober. It's a lot of hard work to present yourself for law. So beyond having an immeasurably improved sex life, worshiping the true has afforded me to deepen my study in domains of interest that would have been unavailable to me previous. So it's been an intellectual boon for us. I've written about 7 books so far. I'm just getting started. When most people are winding down in life, do you understand? This is part of the difference. I'm 61 years old now. And, I have no active arthritis in my body. It has tried to start up in my hands, and I beat it out. Understand? Intuitively, you know how to deal with disorders that present to you. And many of you get reasonable with yourselves and Yet the capitulation of your fellows is not going to cost them anything. They'll read anything you goddamn want, particularly if there's a beer involved. Understand? So, but we use this flimsy theoretical postulate as support for the joy in our lives, and that's another thing as well. Like the joy in sex and joy in general. Worshipping the true increases your joy quotient exponentially, and this will show up as enthusiasm to your friends and your family and everybody. Jesus, he's got a swallowed an enthusiasm pill or something. Like there's something odd about hobo nuns today, this month, this year, this century. Like, he just seems to have a smile on his wiggle. Worshipping the true affords subtle spiritual elevation as well. Lots of it. Lots of it. It's even been known to sprout budding wings in individuals. Okay. Let's see, what else? What are some of the other benefits of worshiping the true? Well, if you are paranoid, or if you're at least worshiping the true, lets you see clearly who your real enemies are and who they're not. And generally, I find that with everybody that I've worked with is the biggest enemy anybody has is really, it's the same one all the time too. Goddamn. I gotta find that me sucker and shoot the fuck out of him. Instead, this is the deal. So it's kind of nice. Me, I can do it. As an enemy, I can do something about it. You understand? I really can. You, on the other hand, is another matter, but the truth is, you have to really have an investment in me to make me your enemy. That's true. Like, having an enemy is an expensive proposition. It will wear you down emotionally, psychically, spiritually, intellectually, intuitively. Intuition will deaden because you're always thinking gross thoughts about this enemy at home, Christ, I don't know. Trying to figure out somehow to get even with him, he did a right? So that is a low vibrational mantra. That's keep me fucked up, please, I don't want to move anywhere. Keep me fucked up, please, I don't want to move anywhere. Keep me fucked up, please, I don't want to move anywhere. I want to resist this forever. And free will grants you the prerogative to do just that. Many of you have done so and called yourselves patriotic as you waltz off to dance with your worms. Now, that idea never appealed to me. I never, I don't want to have to go back to dust. Dust to dust, okay, all right, So I understand this body's not going to last forever. It wasn't designed to, never intended to. It's kind of a temporary vehicle that some people catch a ride on periodically and just go amazing places, backwards in time and all kinds of other shit. I'm not kidding. I got to meet a lot of these people. I'm pretty old. Anyway, so, but like the benefits of worshiping, your memory improves. Whew, you wouldn't believe. You wouldn't believe. You let go of your misery and your resentments and your aggravation and your misery-provoking and influencing stuff and your backstabbing and your, just bugger fucking in general. I gotta tell you, women are something else. Some friends of mine, sister's like 15 years, 20 years younger than her older sister. She's young, beautiful, gorgeous, and is jealous of her older sister's boyfriend. So she tries to throw monkey wrenches into her sister's love life because the boyfriend's not paying attention to her. Her sister's boyfriend's not paying attention to her. This guy's a friend of mine, and it's interesting to watch. It's interesting to see how this plays out. But people are a piece of work. You really are, and you really need to grow up and start concerning yourselves with what's going to work. You don't have a clue. You don't know even your road scholars don't know how you're put together. Your psychiatrists haven't got a wit that they're born with, most of them, and the ones that do know better and are hiding. You understand? Like, you need some help, and the first thing you need to understand is you got to help yourself. If you're not willing to stand up, hold a bat in your hands, and swing at that ball when it comes across the plate, then you're going to have to find another island to move to. And that would be pretty much another world in this case, because this one's ours. And, you know, it's wake up time. This is the last day. And either worshiping the truth is going to work for you, and you're going to create the willingness inside of you to experience some delight. Give up being right in favor of that which works. It's a humbling experience, entry into the promised land. It is. None more so humbled than yours truly. But I try to avoid repeating that process, you understand what I'm saying? And I don't know anybody here that's really big on doing it either, so. But you can take your time, or you can move as quickly as you can. That's really all that free will grants you in this. There's no other destination. Well, there is. It's called, it's a 1,000-year curriculum. It's called hell. Now, you're free to choose for that option. I beg you not to, but you can. You know, you may not like me so much that you prefer to go there. But, you know, I've got a lot for all possibilities, do you understand? So, worshiping the truth does have benefits, and they're permanent, and they're warm and delightful, and nobody who has them ever wants to lose them. For nothing. Not for a gazillion pieces of George Washington's pictures, you know, doesn't cut much. So, worshiping the truth will yield you the promised land. And the nice thing about the promised land is, once you're inside, like, heaven then becomes your destination. You're very, it's like, you know, last year of medical school, pretty much everybody graduates. But you gotta allow for some possibilities. You always have to allow for skews. Reoriginations show up in creation. I don't anticipate, or others don't anticipate. Everything is welcome. It's part of transformation. It's part of evolution. You see, Richard Dinkins and Carl Sagan, you know, all think, well, if there's evolution, there can't be God. Because some Clark Bumbleclint years ago said that creation was 5,000 years old. Well, we can prove it. Got rocks to prove creation's over 5,000 years old. So they built a whole career based on that politics and sell it, and been continuing to do so for decades now. That's how stupid you are. How little wit you exercise yourselves. It's like your televisions are living for you. Thank God for the internet. At least people are up, focused on something and communicating with each other, not face to face, but people are communicating all over the world today. And developing friendships. You know, principle-focused friendships all over the world. Friendship can't be taxed. Understand? Nor can communication, nor can love, nor can plans. So there's some conundrums that need solving. Fiat currency does not work. Interest-bearing economies do not work. And there are going to be those who find what I say extraordinarily offensive. They're the same people who killed Abe Lincoln and JFK and would take great delight in killing me if they thought it would make a difference for them. But I think now they're being deceived that not only will it not make a difference for them, but it might be a very dumb move. Might not be good for business at all. Matter of fact, it might behoove me to consider capitulating immediately if I were one of them. We don't scare at all, particularly with secret little perverts with their rusty pistols. Are going to take out of fucking storage and shoot me in the back of the head with, just like Amy and John, Jack. We're fucking with the little sandbox. Well, not only is the little sandbox over, but I'm coming to get every fucking asset that was ever gleaned for the prosecution of it. We might be able to find you a job at Walmart. Unless you prefer to join the 1,000-year curriculum. We noted previously. Greedy little fox. You strangled the golden goose, you dumb prick. Pricksa. Anyway. So, worshiping to, no, and that gives you license to speak with people like that too, you know, and it's, I'm not speaking like a bully. I'm not sure whether you notice the difference. Like, I'm not speaking things that are not out of turn, or that I'm not going to prosecute them. I don't speak. I don't brag. One of the things that worshiping the truth does, it cuts down your brain and your bullshit and your gossip. Very bad for those things. But what's it good for? Okay, so we've got, it's good for your sex life, it's good for your emotional life, it's good for your intellect, it's good for your wits, it's good for your, have I mentioned it's good for your sex life? It's good for martial arts, it's good for, I can't play the piano, but then I haven't practiced. Maybe if I did, I might be able to. Understand? But I'm 61 years old, and I'm really looking forward to the next 20 years. And what I'm going to get to do and accomplish and be in those 20 years. And I have had modern medicine go over my physiology with a fine-tooth comb, and there's not much wrong with me. I don't need any operations. I don't have hypertension. I don't have arthritis. I don't have anything that impedes or impairs the flow of my energies. Knock on wood. You understand? Why not be a little superstitious? But it's true. I'm just stating facts. So, and I'm grateful for this, and I'm blessed with this, through this. And if I had to attribute it to something, this robust health, this enthusiasm to begin a career as an author at 60 years of age, begin a lot of things at 60 years of age, family, and huge family, and everything else. So Worshipping the truth is good for your life expectancy, I would theorize. I can't prove that, but everybody that does seems to enjoy their days more than they ever did before. That's in 100% of the cases that I've had the privilege to play with. So worshiping the truth has benefits as well as costs, and these are some of the benefits, and not all the benefits, but I want you to have, if I want you to make a clear decision for yourself. I don't want you, saying I misguided you, or I told you it was going to be easier than it was, or anything like that. Understand? I'm not promising that any of these benefits will accrue to you. I'm saying they accrue to me, and 100% of people who I have seen do this or labor and what can I tell you? It's your choice. You've had 2,000 years of Barabbas. And now you have a choice to choose a game. A chance to choose a game. And I would theorize that you want to be really circumspect about this choice. Do thorough due diligence. Because this is a keeper. This is a choice for keeps. At least 1,000 years anyway. So, worshiping the true, prosecuting the king's bar, worshiping the true, will yield me the promised land, like where I want to go. Where there is to go. Or I can continue to spin my wheels, and go nowhere. Try to get a grip on George Bush's penis to see if I can get squeeze some more juice out of it. But you never really got much from there, did you? That was large promise and poor performance every time. Well, how does it feel to be a mooch? There's 300 million of them sitting in the United States of America right now. Am I the only one that's pissed off about this? Am I the only one that's irked by this? See, this is one of the drawbacks of worshiping the truth. See, I always have to have fucking drawbacks with shit, You notice stuff. After you're done with this stuff, you still notice stuff in yourself, but then you notice stuff everywhere else as well. And that's another one of the drawbacks of worshiping the truth. I always wind up in drawbacks and this stuff. You ever notice?